you on to Wade? Yeah, so if you just go back onto my camera on the footage, and you'll see Joe Marchant. There's probably about 5 seconds worth of good stuff there, and the other stuff I was realised I had an ND on, so I'll find him again just to let you know. That was Marchant. I just had it on the camera. Do you want me to like send it through to you? I did record its card too. Yeah. I'll get him again because I had an ND on, so it was messing with the focus.
All over the world, we're seeing the devastating impact of this invisible killer.
Many, many people obviously not coming into London today, heeding the government's advice to stay at home, work from home if they possibly can.
We will beat the coronavirus, and we will beat it together.